Hi folks, it's Mr. Hedikus, and in today's video we're going to look at all the English tenses in Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Let's get to it. So one thing you should remember is that we're talking about a song, and songs are like poetry, and she's telling a story in a song. Now songs are an example of vivid storytelling, which means that we use past simple or sometimes present simple because you want to make the story interesting. You also need to remember that Billie Eilish and Phineas, who wrote this song, need to think about rhythm, rhyme, how does it sound, is it something she can sing to? So those are elements that we need to take into consideration as well when we make our decisions on the tenses and why she uses them. So before we move on, two quick disclaimers. First of them is that I obviously didn't write this song, I don't own this song, and this is only for educational purposes to show you how English tenses appear in the real world. Then, I left some things out, as you might see, and those are particularly the constructions with should, would, and could. And I did that on purpose because I want to focus on the basic grammatical structures and I don't want to focus on those weird would, should, could, minor differences that might appear. So here we have the song, and like I already mentioned, I did the highlighting in advance. So I have all the tenses here. We have some present simple, we have past simple, we have past continuous, and we have one instance of present continuous. Here we have the chorus, which is when I'm away from you, I'm happier than ever. Wish I could explain it better and I wish it wasn't true. Now, these are instances of present simple. And she uses present simple here because these are facts. So I am away from you and I am happier than ever are both present simple instances used to describe facts. Wish is also present simple because, as we know, we use present simple to express wishes as well. Here we have an instance of past simple, which is used to refer to something in the past, something that is over. And of course the it can refer to several things in the text. It can refer to the fact that she is happier when she's not with him. But it could also be that she reflects on the entire relationship. Maybe she hopes that the entire relationship wasn't true. So here we have the first verse, and it starts with give, which is present simple, and it's actually the imperative, right? Which is used to give commands. So here we have present simple in the form of questions, and she uses present simple here because these are facts and things that are habits. Right, so she's asking this person whether he reads her interviews and whether he skips her avenue. So those are habits. When we move on, we see we have past simple here. You said you were passing through. This is interesting. Again, we have a when, which means that she's creating a certain context in which it's appeared. And as I mentioned, we're talking about something that happened in the past because the relationship is over. And vivid storytelling. And in this case, she says when, she refers to something in the past. And that is the moment when he said that he was passing through. And because the passing through was happening when this person said something, we use past continuous here. Maybe he was on the phone at that moment with Billie Eilish and he said, well, I'm now passing through your street or through your avenue. And then we get another instance of past simple here. And because she's asking whether she was even on his way. Now here we have three instances of past simple and one instance of past continuous. So let's look at the past continuous first. So we need to imagine that Billie Eilish is having a discussion or talking to this ex-boyfriend and she was telling him something, right? She was speaking, she was saying something, and that was something that went on for a longer period. Now, while she was doing that, she already knew that as soon as she asked him to be cool, that he would do the opposite of what was going on. So everything in this part of this text, until end up more afraid, is in the past. The only thing that went on longer in the time was the conversation, right? And she was telling him that he had to be cool about the thing that she is telling him. But she already assumed and kind of knew that he was going to do the opposite of being cool. And that will make her more afraid. So here we have present simple, don't say it isn't fair, and this is again the imperative, right? She's kind of giving him a command of, don't say it's not fair. We also have present simple and isn't, and I forgot to highlight that one. So don't say it is not fair, which is again just a general use of present simple. Here we have two instances of past simple, weren't aware and made, and that is interesting. Weren't aware kind of indicates that even in the past he wasn't aware of the fact that he made her miserable, and made also is used to refer to something in the past in this case. And then we have, so if you really want to know, we know that wanna is informal use of want to. So if you really want to know is present simple. It's present simple because it's a general fact. And of course, we wouldn't use present continuous here, even though it's happening now, because want is kind of one of those state verbs, which means that you can't use it in present continuous sense in this particular context. So now we move on to verses 2 and 3. And here we have some other constructions as well. So let's start with the beginning. We have an instance of past simple, and she uses past simple here because she refers to something in the past, which means that he called her while he was drunk. So actually this misses the part while you were. And the while you were drunk also indicates that it's in past tense. We need to know this because the next line has past continuous. He was driving home under the influence. So it's past continuous here because again this is something that happened for a longer period in the past, and we also know, and we can interpret these lines as while he was driving home, he was drunk, right? He was under the influence of alcohol, and while he was driving he called her again, which is why we used past simple for the calling part and past continuous for the driving part. Then we have past simple again, you scared me to death, which refers to the fact that he called her while he was driving and she was kind of afraid. She was afraid of him for some reason. And then we get present continuous. Now this is interesting because she uses present continuous here. It appears that she is having a dialogue with someone and that she's now saying, I'm not going to talk about this because I'm wasting my breath. You aren't listening anyway. And we know that due to the second line, because it says, because you only listen to your friends. So the present continuous is very well used here, and it's referring to the fact that she's now telling this story, right? That's happening now, she's telling it through the song, and this person isn't listening anyway, so she is wasting her breath. It's happening now. Then we have present simple here, which is used to refer to it as a fact, because this always happens. He never listens to her, he only listens to his own friends. Then we get two instances of present simple in the lines I don't relate to you and I don't relate to you. And that is interesting because it's also a fact, right? She's not able to relate to him. She can't relate to him. So fact, present simple. Then we get I'd never treat me this way. And you made me hate this city. You made is something that happened in the past. So past simple. Now we have verse 3, and this was where it gets interesting. So first of all, we have present simple here because it's a fact, or a habit again. In this case, she does not talk about him on the internet. And then we have this, never told anyone anything bad. So in this case, we have past simple. But maybe if you remember my present perfect video, you know that never is also one of those present perfect indicators or perfect indicators. It should have been I have never told anyone anything bad. Of course it doesn't fit in the rhythm of the song, so it wouldn't have made sense if it would have been I don't talk about you on the internet, I've never told anything bad. I think it doesn't fit with the rhythm. But this is also an example of the use of past simple in American English and in formal English. Because sometimes we can use past simple in very informal settings where present perfect should be used. And as I mentioned in my present perfect video, sometimes in American English, past simple is used where British English would prefer present perfect. And this is probably one of those cases. So now the rest of the verse. First of all, we have present simple for is, because she's saying that something is embarrassing. We have past simple here, because she refers to the past. And then we have the same with did. All that you did was make me sad, which is a very nice cleft sentence. Then we have some instances of present simple. Don't waste the time I don't have. Don't waste the time. It's probably an imperative, right? She's giving a command. Don't waste my time. And I don't have. She's describing the time that she does not have. And don't try to make me feel bad. Again, this is an imperative. She's commanding him not to make her feel bad. Then I could talk about every time that you showed up on time. Showed up, past simple, which is also used because she refers to something in the past. But I'd have an empty line because you never did. Never did, past simple. Again, same with before. Now you could say that the use of never did makes more sense than using has never done, because in the interpretation of the song and in the line of the song and the meaning of the song, it makes more sense to use past simple because she definitely wants to refer to this past event. She definitely wants to refer that it is over. So the use of past simple here makes sense. But again, this can also be one of those Americanisms where American English prefers past simple in some instances where British English would use present perfect. Same here. You never paid any mind to my mother or friends. Again, past simple. And then we get two instances of past simple. I shut them all out for you. That's very good, of course. It happened in the past and it's over. And then because I was a kid. She was still a kid at that point, but she's not a kid now. Interesting would be that if she would have said, I am a kid, I shut them out for you because I am a kid, that would mean that she's still a kid. But I don't think she wants to indicate that, and I don't think she wants to give that message to the listener. Then in the outro, you have past simple. You ruined everything good. You always said past simple. You were misunderstood. Very good use of past simple passive. This is important that she uses the passive here because he claims that he's not understood by someone else, right? So you need the passive in this case because he wants to claim as a counter argument in this argument that this song is that she doesn't understand him. And if he makes that claim, you need to use the passive to describe that. You claim that you were misunderstood. Then we get past simple. You made all my moments your own. And then she says, just leave me alone, which is present simple. And again, I forgot to highlight this. But just leave me alone with some swear words as well. Present simple. So that's basically it when it comes to all the tenses in Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Let me know in the comments which other song would you like me to look at when it comes to grammar and especially the tenses. If you found this video useful or you just found it fun, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to know when my other videos on grammar, tenses or another song analysis comes out, don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Oh, that's nice.